Another day, another box crunching episode. We're here again, another day. Hey, 10 games ahead of us. One special performance ahead of us, as you see in the thumbnail, and as you probably saw if you followed the NBA. And before we jump into it, I would greatly appreciate if you would check out the latest Nets video that I made, because I'm really happy about it. So check that out. Leave a link in bio, and you'll probably have it popped out here on the screen. And let's jump into it with the Orlando Magic facing off against the Lakers. And shout out to the Lakers for a good win. They were just on fire tonight. They played some really good offense, played some better defense overall. They outpaced the Magic and outplayed them. They were just better tonight. Shout out to Russ and Austin Reeves off the bench, both 15 points. Russ 15, 13 and 13 with just 4 turnovers. 6 of 11 from the field. Shout out to Russ for having a great game. LeBron was great, 28, 7 and 5, even though he lost his streak of 30-point games as a 37-year-old or whatever. So that sucks, but hey, still a great game. Thomas Bryant, 21 and 10. Shout out to him. And just a much needed win for the Lakers if they don't want to punt this season, right? And as for Orlando, after I made that video about them, that kind of popped off. For me, it's a special moment, right? And I'm really happy about it because I'm so proud of that video and I really like this team, but they just weren't having it today. Paolo was really bad, in a lot of foul trouble, and yeah, that was just a rough watch tonight. Shout out to Markel, he was really solid. Shout out to Wendell, he's getting more minutes and he's getting back into shape of things, and Terrence off the bench, I guess, but a rough loss for the Magic nonetheless against the Lakers. Next up, we head into Washington as the Wizards get a good win at home against the Sixers. And the Sixers were a 3-man crew tonight as Joel Embiid, James Harden and Tobias Harris were pretty solid, but everyone else was just kinda bad. James Harden had 26, 7 and 13. He was solid. Joel Embiid 48, 10, 3 blocks, 3 steals, but he was in foul trouble. He had 5 fouls, and that was one of the bigger reasons they lost, and their winning streak is snapped. They, and the winning streak at 9 wins. Now lost, of course, so a tough loss on the road, but hey, it happens. And Washington gets a win when they were finally fully healthy, even though Bradley Beal had to leave the game with some hamstring injury, so hopefully he'll be fine for the next game. But the Wizards are so unlucky. But shout out Kristaps, 24, 10, 2 steals, 3 blocks. He's been sensational this season. Shout out to him. And Rui Hachimura off the bench with 14. Magai, Rui, shout out to him. Next, we head to Boston as the Celtics won another game against the Rockets this time. Nothing noteworthy to talk about here about the Rockets, right? Because yeah, it's Wemby time. Shout out Jalen, 28. Shout out Kevin Porter with 22, 5 and 9. They were solid. Jabari struggled, but hey, these 3 are all that matters. They're getting experience. That's all that matters in the end. Shout out to Boston for getting another good win. They were just better tonight. Robert Williams, 11, 15. His best game since returning from injury, and their defense has been looking much better lately. Jason Tatum with 38, 8 and 4. 39 points for Jaylen Brown, so that's a great win. Great play for these guys. Then we head to Indiana as my frisky Pacers beat the Hawks. Yeah, and the Hawks have some problems, man. The defense was bad. The coaching is still suboptimal. The bench is questionable. It has not been bad overall, but it's still questionable, and a lot of question marks in there. And the Hawks have some problems, and I'll be making a video about the Hawks soon probably, because my homie is a Hawks fan. We'll probably work on it together and we'll see what we come up with, but we'll probably work on some videos here and there about the Hawk. Yeah, so shout out to John Collins with 26 and 10 for my fantasy. That's all that mattered to me, and hopefully the Hawks can get back on track, because I'm actually rooting for them. I want to see them be better. Indiana, great win. Shout out to my frisky Pacers. 28 points for Buddy Hield. Miles Turner, 18 and 6. You got Tyrese with 23 and 7 assists, and they just bounced back after that rough loss yesterday they had against the Pelicans. And you got Bennett Mathurin with his maybe best game of the bench in December, since he's been pretty struggling in December. And O'Shea Brissett was really sensational with 16 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. Shout out to the frisky Pacers that are one of the weirdest teams to me in the league and one of the most fun teams in the league. Next, we head to Toronto as the Raptors took on the Clippers with Kawhi's return to Toronto. And Kawhi talked about it even in the post game, but he felt the Nick Nurse coaching right. He didn't get anything easy, but he was not bothered. The Clippers kinda cruised into it, especially after that great third quarter, and everyone played pretty solid. Kawhi had 15, 7 and 8. You got Ivica Zubac with 23 points, 16 rebounds. You got Paul George with 23, 7 and 5. Reggie Jackson had 20 points. You got Norman Powell with 22 points. You had 4 people with 20 plus points, which is really good, and shout out to him. As on the Raptors side, they kinda steadied the ship a little bit with those 3 straight wins, but still a meh team to say the least, right? Pascal 36, 9 and 5. OG had 18, but the defense was not great tonight overall, and Fred VanVleet didn't show up, so that was kinda bad. At least Scotty Barnes has been showing some improvements overall this year again, now a little better lately, so that's something the Raptors fan can be happy about, at least I suppose. But a lot of rough things in Toronto. Next we head to Memphis as the Grizzlies lose again, this time to the Suns. To the Devin Booker-less Suns nonetheless, right? And the Suns have been kind of the laughingstock of the league for these last 2 years, but the Grizzlies are now up there, right? With those talks, and now I'm fine in the West with Ja Morant, and then losing the Warriors lost at Christmas. A lot of people maybe have turned against them, and I'm kind of loving it, but shh, let's not talk about it. Shout out to the Suns for getting this win done. They had 7 people in double digits. They went Washington off the bench sensational. I mean 7. They had 8 people in double digits. My bad. I almost forgot about him. And Damian Lee had 12 points off the bench. Then you had all starters in double digits, and they played some solid minutes. Shout out Michael Bridges, CP3, DeAndre Ayton, all played some solid basketball tonight. And they kind of blew out the Grizzlies in Memphis after, getting embarrassed at home by Memphis, so that's funny kinda. They're kinda a similar vibe team, right? Ja Morant 34 and 6, he was okay-ish, but still horrible defensively tonight, and the offense just didn't get going. Jaren Jackson was 2 of 12, Desmond Bane was 4 of 12, the bench was also not great, just nobody really showed up for the Grizzlies, I suppose, and that sometimes happens. Next up we had to OKC as the Thunder get a win against the Spurs. On the Spurs side, shout out to Jeremy Sochan, 69 and 4, 2 blocks, 1 steal, another pretty good game from the rookie. Devin Vassell with another 20-point game, that's solid. You got Trey Jones with 14, 4 and 5 with 4 steals, that's okay-ish also, and that's great to see, but the Spurs are in the Wemby race with the Rockets, so yeah, that's kind of what it is, right? They shot 47% from the field, while the Thunder shot 54, that's always gonna lose the game. They should make 25 free throws to them, there's 12, so that's just the losing things in this game. Shea, 28.6 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 blocks, 2 steals. Shout out to Shea, incredible player as we all know, 9 or 14 from the field. Shout out to Shea, one of his best games in a while, I would think, especially efficiency-wise. Jalen Williams has been pretty great, 59 and 3, the first-year rookie. Shout out to him, he's been balling out lately. Trey Mann off the bench with 17, Mike Muscala with 19, Aaron Wiggins with 12. A lot of solid performances for the Thunder and much-needed win. Then we head to Dallas, as this is the main story, right? Luka, man. Luka Magic. My player, I beat, he was sensational, he was special, let's talk about it. 126 to 121 for the Mavs, and Luka was just simply different tonight. 60 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists, never been done before in an NBA game. 60 point, 20 rebound triple-double. Not even Wilt has done that, which is, something we don't get to say often, so that's special. Shout out to Luka, we witnessed history tonight. Enjoy this moment, watch this game if you haven't, but I'm probably pretty sure everyone watched highlights of this game at least. Luka was 21 of 31 off the field, 16 of 22 from the free throw line, and it was just sensational. Even though the Knicks helped a lot with that collapse late, because what the hell were they doing? They were up 9 points with 35 seconds left. No team has ever won from that state where they were down 9 points late in the ball game with 35 seconds to go, but the Mavs become the first team in like 13,000 tries, so shout out to the Mavs and the Knicks for creating history. And Spencer Dinwiddie was also really good. I want to make sure we give credit to those two guys, Christian Wood and Spencer Dinwiddie, because they were really good in this game. Spencer 25, 6 and 5, 9 of 15. Christian Wood 19 and 9 with 3 blocks. He's been pretty good in the starting lineup. A little inconsistent, but mostly better than good. And nobody else deserves mention, I suppose, but shout out to Luka, man. It was special and wonderful to watch, and he's just that guy. He's just that guy. On the Knicks side, RJ Barrett got hurt, so that's the main thing that stinks. He lost 4 in a row, and especially with the way you lose no Jalen Brunson tonight, you were up 9 with 30 seconds to go or so yeah, it's really rough. And Emmanuel quickly had to play 50 minutes. He was 5 of 21, so that was something. And Quentin Grimes at 33, Julius Randle 29 and 18, Mitchell Robinson 20 and 16, so yeah. Next we head to the Bay as my Warriors get another win, even though it was against the lowly Hornets without Kelly Oubre, but hey, what can you do? You take a win no matter what, and the Warriors are still the best team in the league at home, so that's all that matters. LaMelo was in hell, he was 21 points on 25 shots, so that's great. And we were up 18 and we should have blown them out, but hey, we won late, we executed late without steps. That's something I'm even more excited about than blowing just the Hornets out. So shout out to my Warriors for getting it done late. Clay 29 points, he was pretty solid all game, even though he started chucking a little bit too much. Jordan Poole 24 points, he was sensational down the stretch. He made some really crucial plays downhill, and when he's attacking downhill, he's unstoppable, man. When he's just not creating everything and he just goes, and creates, that's just special. That's maybe his bad attribute, and he needs to use it a little bit more. And special shout out to Jonathan Kuminga, who was the reason that we won this game. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 6 of 6 from the field. He was 4 of 4 in the fourth quarter, 8 points. He had like 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal in that fourth quarter, and he closed it out. He was the reason we won. He set the intensity defensively, he attacked offensively, and he was just the reason we won, which makes me so happy because a young guy is just showing out. He's been looking so much better since he's gotten back into the rotation. He's a dog defensively, and you know what they say, there's never too many wings that can play great defense. So Jonathan Kuminga is that right now, so that makes me really happy. James Wiseman also 8 points in 10 minutes. He had another pretty good stint, and it's great to see him, you know, continue to build on the better performances a little bit. And last but not least, we head to Sacramento as the Kings lose at home to the Nuggets. And for the Nuggets, the big three showed out. Jamal Murray with 25, and Nikola Jokic at 29 and 11. Michael Porter had 30 points, made 5 of 9 threes, 12 of 20 from the field. Shout out to these guys. The bench is still a problem with the Nuggets, and those on and off numbers are insane. Even more insane than my Warriors starting lineup numbers, so that's something to see. And they have been pretty great overall lately, right? They've been getting healthier, they've been playing some solid basketball. Hopefully the bench gets a little more even, more better. But they've also shown signs of life. They've also shown signs of life on defense, which is great. That's all that matters. They were, of course, missing Aaron Gordon. The Kings were missing their best player, maybe, in Domantas Sabonis. It's a debate between De'Aaron Fox or Domantas Sabonis, but for me, Domantas Sabonis is the offensive engine that makes this offense be crazily good. And De'Aaron Fox is great himself, don't get me wrong, like he had 26 points, 4 assists tonight, but Domantas Sabonis is that guy here for the Kings, and he was sorely missed tonight. Kevin Huerter had 21, and some guys were in double digits, but it was just not good enough tonight against the Nuggets, or after the first quarter where they started off really hot, but then the Nuggets, you know, wavered the storm and won. And that does it for tonight. Man, special things from Luka. Hope everyone, you know, sinks it in, because, man, this is special, and you gotta appreciate every moment you have, and especially appreciate every performance like this, because you're not gonna see this many times. You're not gonna see this maybe ever again. Who knows? Well, maybe in like 30 years it's gonna be a norm. Who knows, right? But that's the point. That's the point why I enjoy it now. And tomorrow we have a lot of good games. Magic Pistons is actually a frisky game for me. Suns Wizards is a good one. Nets Hawks should be a good one. Lakers, it will be probably a meh one, since LeBron will probably not play in a back-to-back. But we'll see. Bucks Bulls could be a good one, especially with how the Bucks have been playing lately. The T-Wolves against the Pelicans should be a good one. Jazz Warriors should be a good one also. Every game should be a good one here. Let's just not repeat myself all over again. There are a lot of potentially good games. I'll be here to cover them all as always, as you know, every day, baby. And leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow with another box crunching episode.